It relates to a policy that I've advocated for years, which is that we should make misogyny a hate crime. And part of the problem is that misogyny, sexism are so deeply embedded in our society. Noble Lady Baroness Bull talked about a protective sort of kindness from men towards women. Well, we don't need that, quite honestly. And it can be covered up, this misogyny, this sexism, it can be covered up by teasing and even flattery. And I just think it is totally inappropriate, and it's time that men learnt this. However, while we have enshrined our condemnation of racism and homophobia in law, we are not treating sexism as the same kind of priority, and it's time we did. According to statistics, 90% of British women experience street harassment before the age of 17. Street harassment, this is being shouted at. We're not talking about wolf whistling. We're talking about men shouting at them and making them embarrassed and making them perhaps feel less free to walk down a street. And 85% of women aged 17 to 24 have been subjected to unwanted sexual advances. Can you imagine that? 85% of women have been groped by people they don't want to be groped by. And so it is time to make misogyny a hate crime. This amendment, I think, is long overdue. I do hope that the Noble Lady the Minister is going to say she accepts it completely. And several noble lords have said about Nottingham Police being trailblazers on this, and they've actually seen an increase of 25% in reporting of misogynistic crimes, and a very high level of satisfaction amongst the mainly women who reported those crimes, because they were finally taken seriously. And as noble lords have also said, only 11 out of 43 police forces in England and Wales have actually made misogyny a hate crime, or trialled it, or are actively considering implementing this. Now, part of the problem, of course, is that just as the police are representative of society, there will be police officers who are sexist and who are misogynist, and it means that they need training. And I have in the past mentioned the sort of domestic abuse training that some police forces are already getting, and it makes the officers aware of exactly what happens, and it creates more empathy for the people who are being abused. And so for me, domestic abuse training is part of what will help solve this problem that we have in misogyny. And actually, standing up and talking about it here, I hope, will also help.